Oil prices started to advance. The energy market was supported by the news on a decline in US crude oil inventories. Geopolitical factors prevent the quotes from falling. The ruble started the day with gains. The consolidation of Brent above the level of $45 per barrel will allow the Russian currency to gain ground further. The optimism in the energy market was caused by the data on US crude oil inventories from the American Petroleum Institute. However, there was a slight decrease in quotes in the early session. According to the API, crude oil inventories fell by 8.6 million barrels in the week to August, following a 6.8 million drop in the previous week. At midday, Brent crude oil futures contract for October rose by 0.5 percentage point. North Sea crude was valued at $44.62. A similar trend pattern was shown by the nearest WTI crude oil futures contract. Buyers pulled the price above $41 per barrel again. Besides, the market's decline is limited by a massive explosion in Beirut. Traders are worried about the situation in the Middle East. Today, market participants will focus on the official statistics from the U.S. Department of Energy. The department is also expected to report a decrease in inventories. However, a drop will be less significant than a week earlier. Oil inventories in the U.S. is likely to slump by 3 million barrels against 10 million barrels in the previous reporting period. If the drop exceeds the forecast, the energy market will extend gains. Brent may well cross the level of $45 per barrel, but it is unlikely to go higher. Further growth in oil prices remains in question. Traders fear a second wave of the global coronavirus pandemic, which is expected to impede economic recovery and affect the demand for hydrocarbons. Given the fact that OPEC Plus countries have agreed to ease oil production cuts from August the 1st, it will be difficult for the oil market to continue gaining ground. The prices will hardly hit new highs in the coming months. Cautious optimism returned to the markets. British and American pharmaceutical companies announced the successful preclinical testing of their coronavirus vaccines. Besides, the markets were supported by the fact that the US and China had agreed to reopen trade talks in mid-August. In the early session, the external background contributed to the stronger ruble against the US dollar. The dollar-ruble pair slipped 0.5% to 73.19. The level of 73 points now acts as strong support. The pair may break through it downwards, but the ruble will hardly be able to consolidate in this area. Meanwhile, if oil quotes rise above $45 per barrel, the ruble may return to the level of 72.50 per dollar. Today, the dollar-ruble pair is unlikely to trade with high volatility. The price is expected to consolidate near the upper border of the current trading range of 70-75 rubles per dollar by the end of the week. That's all for now. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.